Hi all, welcome you all for Code IQ where learning is made simple. So this is our first C program. So in this program we have calculated the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of two numbers. Okay. So as per the structure, our first statement is preprocessor directive. So we have written hash include stdio.h. Why we have written that? As I told you, we need printf and scanf in our program. So we have written hash include stdio.h. Next statement is main. So into main, from where the execution begins. Third is variable declaration. Here I am going to add, subtract, multiply and divide only the two numbers. Okay, so I want only two numbers from the user. To store those two numbers, I need two variables. Those variables are A and B. What is a variable? As I told, it is a place where we can store the value. Okay, so here A and B are the place where we can store the two values that the user enters. And what is a mode of a program? To calculate addition, multiplication, division and subtraction. For that we need four variables, because the addition of two values will be stored in a variable called sum, multiplication will be stored in a variable called mul, division will be stored in a variable called div, and subtraction will be stored in a variable called sub. So the third statement is variable declaration. And next is we are going to read the input from the user. So we have used scanf. Next is we are processing those, next is processing statement, that is according to a structure, processing statement. So we are calculating sum is equal to a plus b, multiply equal to a into b, division equal to a by b, and subtraction equal to a minus b. Last is printf statement, that is we are printing the result to the user, for which we use printf statements. Okay, and finally return statement. Now there are certain rules to write this program. Okay, the structure we have discussed and we got to know how to write a program. Now for each individual statement there are certain rules to be followed to write that statement. All those we can discuss later. So as of now, don't bother much about all this asterisk or semicolon or that percentage d, all those you just completely ignore it. As of now, you just understand the structure. First is preprocessor directive, next is main function, and next is variable declaration, for which we have declared a, b, sum, mul, div and sub. With these variable declaration, once it gets over, we get the input from the user, for which we need scanf statement. So a and b, we are getting the input and we are processing the values, that is we are calculating the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of those two values, and we are storing in the respective variables. Next statement is we are printing the result to the user using printf statement, and finally the return statement. Now I am going to execute this program. I hope you are clear with the basic structure and how to write a program and what are all is required. For each statement, for example, variable statement, processing statement, printing statement, input statement, for all each statement certain rules are to be followed to write, which we will discuss later. When I execute this program, it asks for the value of a. I give 50. It is asking for the value of b, for which I give 10. And now you can see sum is equal to 50 plus 10, which is 60. Multiplication is 50 into 10, 500. Division is 50 by 10, 5. And subtraction is 50 minus 10, which is 40. Now the format is not that clear, for which we add /n. That is nothing but it just brings the result to the new line, next line, so that it will be easy for us to read. Now if we execute, again I am giving the value of a as 50, b as 10. Now you can see very clearly sum is equal to 60, multiplication is 50 into 10 which is 500, division is 50 divided by 10 which is 5, and subtraction is 50 minus 10, 40. I hope you are clear with the basic structure of a C program and how to write a C program and why C program is important and what are all its features. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe.